People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People of 7 on Twitter and YouTube, people elsewhere on the internet. My soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at purplebutterfly-soaps.myshopify.com. And here I have what looks like shiny plastic paper. It basically looks like freezer paper, which is something I use on occasion when I don't have the backings for stencils. I just hung this up on my wall. They're repositionable, non-permanent vinyl decorations. I saved the containers. I saved the wrapping. I actually peel off the edges that's around the stencil, so that way I just have the solid sheets. So that way, if I move or decide that I want to change it up or whatever, I can take the sheets off and stick them right back on the protective plastic that it came from. If you have used this method in your house before and you decided to change it up, but you threw this away, just use a sheet of freezer paper and you can put your little stickers right back on it. Now, in the meantime, let me show you what I did. And pardon the fact that I haven't done the dishes, okay? But there you go. That's how it looks. And those were leftover hearts that I just, randomly put up here. And I still have to, smooth it down so that way there's no bumps or whatever. And I've been working on my memory wall. So there's a few other people here. I ran out of tape when I got to Allison here. That's my 3 children, sisterly love, my dad, and my aunts and uncles, Aunt Birdie, Mom, etc., etc., etc. That's Adrian. That's my daughter with her new baby. That's my brother and his wife. Yeah. So, in the meantime, let's go over here. I have another one up there. It says, let go and let God. So every time I walk into my domain, I see that. Every time I do the dishes, I see the God bless this house. And then for my bathroom, this really empty spot, I'm going to put this up there. It says, live without fear, love without limits. So as you can see, the paper is wrapped up in there. When I'm done, I will have everything up there, and that includes these dots. Those dots are actually part of it. So then I'll be left with the sheets that came from the stencils. Peel all the stuff that's not part of the stencils off, so that way you're left with the blank sheet, and then roll that up, put it in the container, put it in your when I move box. That's what I actually call it. I don't even call it storage. I just call it the when I move box. Like, I have this for when I move. That's the garment rack that, right here. It literally came, this garment rack came in this little box. But I didn't throw it away because when I move, might be a year from now, might be 5 years from now, but when I move, because this is not my permanent home, that's going to go back into the same container it came out of. When I move, all the command hooks and all that, those are going to come down. I have a container just for those. When I'm done with the stencils, they're going to go back in the original containers, with either freezer paper or the protective sheet that came with it. And then all of those are going to go into a separate box that I got because, well, there's 4 of them. So, yeah. In the meantime, that's my plans for today. I thought I'd share that. Oh, also, somebody asked me, how do I keep the bathroom organized and all that because of the way I do things? Well, the first thing I did when I moved here, that's the toilet seat that came with the place. It was real flimsy plastic. When you sit down, it pinched your bum bum. This is a wooden one I bought, which is why it's got my name on it, because when I leave, it's going with me. Like I said, my when I move box. Over here, I have a plunger. I bought this 2 days ago, because you're always supposed to have a plunger. This is my toilet brush. This is my sick bucket. In my family, we call a spare bucket a get sick bucket. So that way, if you get sick, you have something for stuff to catch, especially if you're stranded here, but you got to throw up. That's what that's for. It's also good for mopping and so forth and so on. So I just use that to hold the toilet brush and the plunger. Now, if you come over here to my shower, you'll see another toilet brush. This toilet brush has never, ever, ever been in the toilet. It was bought specifically for the shower. See there? That shower is spotless. I use this to clean it. Sometimes I'll take the mop and mop the floor of the shower because basically it's, an extension of the floor. But when I feel like scrubbing it, I use this. When everything has its own place, its own utensils, its own supplies, things work out a little bit better. That's like over here, this is the sponge that's used only for the sink. The brush for the shower is what I use to clean the shower, and I mean that's for the walls and the floor of the shower. The toilet, I use that toilet brush. Now when it comes to the toilet seat and all that, I have a separate sponge just for that. Oh, my nail is in the way. Hold on. There we go. So, yeah. And then, when I come to my kitchen, it has its own hand soap. And then this is like a replacement for my shelf soap. It's a stainless steel bar. It removes odors from your hand. You actually use it like a bar soap, and then you use the real soap. And then I have my cloth, and then in there's sponges, because the kitchen has its own cleaning supplies too. So, yeah. I washed my lunch bag, and it's sitting there draining right now. It's made by 31. It said do not wash because of the delicate material. You see that? So the silver part is coming off of it, or shall we say got washed off of it. But you can't say do not wash, and then I left orange peel in there when I used it last, and that orange peel had growth. It turned this powdery, moldy green color, and it was stuck to the sides of it and all that. You can't just take that and wipe it off. You have to use some soap, some water, some disinfectant, because hello, mold. So I went ahead and cleaned that out, and the finish might be ruined, and I might be able to replace the finish, but there's no way I was not going to wash something that had mold on it. No, 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 no. I don't care what the directions say. They should feel real lucky I didn't throw it right in the wash machine. I washed it out by hand, and I mean, first wash it's had in a year, with soap, water, and a sprayer. and it took the finish off. Okay, fine, I'll get some silver paint or laminate or something and put that back. If nothing else, I have this, and I can literally glue that on or superimpose it or whatever. This is actually bubble wrap, but it's made for insulation, and I can line the lunch bag with the insulation bubble wrap and keep it moving, you know, or get some, more permanent medium that I could just paint it on there. Because the only thing the silver does basically is hold in the heat or hold in the cold for when you insulate. So even if I do nothing else to it, just the fact that it's plastic and it's like this thick, it will still insulate, it will still hold that stuff in. It's just that the shiny, brand new interior no longer looks brand new and no longer looks shiny. So, yeah. That doesn't bother me. Who's going to see the inside of it other than me anyway, Now, if I look up and it's not performing well, it's not holding the heat for when I have hot foods in there or holding the cold for when I have cold foods in there, then yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that. But the entire thing is not the look of it, it's the performance of it. Because if I was concerned about the look of it, I wouldn't even have this thing. Look at this. Is that the ugliest thing you ever seen or what? It does have my name engraved on it though. The design that I originally chose, apparently Forever, not Forever 31, have limited designs, and then they clearance out everything. So depending on when you order something, I ordered a particular design. It wasn't even this color. It was a yellow flowery design, and then they changed it out for this orange and pink with mostly green flowers. And I get where they're going. They're going, oh, well, she ordered something floral, I'll replace it with something floral. But the thing they should have did was said, hey, listen, the design you had, we don't have anymore. I'm going to take a picture of what we do have and send it to you, and you tell me if you like this or not. No, instead they sent me that with my name engraved on it, so they can't even take it back. And I went, well, okay, no problem. But yeah, that happened one other time. I'm going to show you. My purple butterfly bag right here. The designs, those are flags. That was not the original design I chose. That's the design they had available. But they still was able to do my embroidery work, and it was a light color. I always prefer light colors to dark, so that was acceptable. I just seen something that fell out of the laundry. I use that for my laundry bag. So yeah, given a choice, I mean, hello, you've seen my style, you've seen my hair. I like everything bright and light. So when you have something dark and boring, even though there are flowers on there, that's a flower. It's kind of a muted pink, orange, yellow. But the background is black, and to me, that's really dull. So, yeah. That's like the shirt I'm wearing. This is one of the few shirts I have that has a black background. I bought it for a funeral because you have to have certain things that are black. And I have one black dress, a black skirt, a pair of black pants, and basically, and a pair of black shoes. And that's all the black clothes I own. Everything else is white, light, pink, yellow, purple, red. If it's a bright color, that's me. hello, even my hair is bright or light. And yeah, the pink is starting to fade a little bit. So when it, shows up like closer to blonde, I'll go ahead and add some more of the Adore Raspberry Twist and get back to my proper pink. But anyway, just thought I'd share that. I'm finna go in there and do the bathroom stencils, and I'll leave it in the thumbnail so you can see how it came out. Y'all stay blessed and stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Bye now. Don't forget to subscribe and keep watching. This has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps are located at Purple Butterfly Soaps, which is located at purplebutterfly-soaps.myshopify.com. Go check it out and get yourself something nice. Bye now.